Good to see you. This is Global News Morning, and this is the time of week where we catch up with our good buddy Matt Lee, and the time of month where we recap the previous month's real estate stats for Kingston and the region. Good to see you, Matt. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Very well. Big numbers once again to get through, and we'll remind people, of course, the Kingston region covers a very large area.
Yeah. So we do cover three main regions: Frontenac Township, which is North Frontenac, South Frontenac, and Kingston, Lennox and Addington, and Leeds and Grenville. So those are the regions that we're drawing from when we get these stats.
And property types, everything pretty much except for commercial.
Yeah, we don't do commercial and industrial in these stats. We do residential, multifamily res, farm, and vacant land. So we're pulling everything that's happening in this residential side into what we're looking at and showing you.
Perfect. Let's recap number of active listings, looking at last month and February from the year before and the year before that as well.
Yeah, so we're looking at a going trend where the numbers have been down. Like we go back to 2020 of February and we go across the board. 2020 February was 1,059 for active listings. 2021 dropped dramatically and went to 484. And we saw that the market was really hot last year. And that was a supply and demand thing. This year is even lower. We got active listings at 345 active listings, and that's covering that region that we talked about.
Number of sales, the numbers here are fluctuating.
Yeah. So when we go back to 2020 for number of sales in February, it was 258. And, that was a time where we had a good amount of listings. That supply and demand really did work quite well together. Last year, we had active listings at 484. We had 354 sales at that time. That sales number, the listing number really shrank. And then now we have less listings in February, which then it's down at 299 again. So we went from last year at 354 down to 299. Less sales. Does it mean that there's less happening? No, it just means that there's really less on the market is what we're seeing. So it's becoming a little bit harder. Again, this supply and demand thing.
Like last year, last February, the previous February, last month, it doesn't really take a long time to move those listings.
Yeah, that's correct. So if we look at 2020, it was 18 days on the market. 2021 was 7 days on the market. And again, 2022 is 7 days on the market. So, you have this, abundance of showings that usually happen. If we are looking at this, residential type, they show the property for X amount of days, then they potentially look at offers. That's kind of what we're seeing in this 7 days. Or, somebody puts it on the market, there's a short condition time and it's selling within that 7 days. So that is really the median, and that's what's happening.
So once again, if you are looking to purchase, act quick. And if you're thinking about selling, now's the time to do it. It's going to move quick. Next stat from February, we're looking at close price to list price ratio. What a difference 2 years makes again.
Yeah, that's right. So if we look at 2020, the close price to list price was about 98.7%. So there was a fluctuation downwards that basically, whether it's negotiation or however it worked, you were less than the asking price. Last year in 2021, it was 103%. So the average was above asking by 3% on the average. This past February, this last month in 2022, was 111.1%. So we are up 11.1% over the asking price on average. So that's a big number. We're seeing that is not very many listings, lots of buyers. This is what we're looking at.
And median sale price, another big jump in the previous 2 years here.
Yeah. So 2020 was 380,000. We saw that number a lot, around 2019, 2020, 2021. In February was 525,000.
Wow.
That was a big jump from 380 to 525. We did another big jump where it went to 2022 was 651 for the median price. Now that is for that full region. So like if we look at the full region and we say, okay, Leeds and Grenville, Lennox and Addington and Frontenac, that's 651. So what I did was I I dug a little deeper and just looked at what Kingston was. So we're looking at what is Kingston's median sale price, and that's actually 704,000. So that is, if we take the Leeds and Grenville, they're smaller communities. I mean, so there's a little bit of difference in prices. When you get into the city of Kingston, it's a little bit higher. So
It's going to be an interesting few months to see if this trend continues.
yeah, that's right. I mean, they did say that they think that over the next year, we looked at the Royal LePage stats across Canada. They had a prediction that it was going to be 10.1% for the year, is what they expected to go up. So we'll see how this goes and where we end up. Kingston is the smaller community, so than some of these big cities that they're talking about. So we'll see how we fare up against that.
Always enjoy speaking with you. A very smart fella and also a very dapper fella. Love the shirt. Thank you so much,
All right,
Matt Lee.
thank you. All right, take care. Bye.
Real Estate Tips, brought to you by Matt Lee of Royal LePage.